What up guys, welcome back to episode number 30 today of the My Player Career Mode, and I'm going to be doing today's episode a little bit different. As you can tell by the title of the video, we have got the Carabao Cup final to come in today's episode. So, the first part of the video is going to be post-com, and the actual final itself is going to be live commentary. So, I asked you guys in the previous episodes which one you prefer me to do between live com, post-com. There was a mixed bag of kind of comments, so I decided to do it this way instead. So, some of the episode is post-com, some of it will be live for you all to enjoy. Hopefully you guys do enjoy today's episode as well. So, to kickstart it off, we've got two massive games actually in today's episode. We've got this one first up against Sporting CP because, as you saw in the previous game, Ben didn't really get off to a good start, did he, over when we played them at their ground. So, for Spurs, this game right now is going to kind of, I won't say define their season, because of course they're still playing in all four competitions at the moment, and it's not really going to define it, but for what we want to achieve here, and what I'm sure Ben wants to achieve, is that he will want to win some European Cups. And in order to do that, you have to advance through the kind of stages. So, for Spurs playing as bad as they did against Sporting CP and only managing a 0-0 draw, this game is very important. And then, as if this isn't important enough, they play in a final straight after this. So, pretty much, they're going to have two very, very important games today. So, as it kick-started off, guys, the first highlight really came in a 62nd minute. It was actually Ben as well, showing great skill on the edge of the area, takes two players out of the game with that spin there before his shot, which could have been better. He ended up hitting it straight over Rui Patricio, I think it is, between the sticks. So in the end, I'm a bit disappointed with his finish, but it is what it is. And then 82 minutes into it, Spurs thought they might have nicked this one, as Ben wins this header here, sends through Heung-min Son, and if you look at that one, he's literally, I would say, if Ben had tried to get it a little bit sooner, maybe he would have squeezed it through and it would have been 1-0 there and Spurs would have won. So into extra time we go, guys, and it was actually Spurs who kept the pressure on. Ben here picks the ball up kind of really deep here, eventually gets it back off of Harry Kane and decides, you know what, screw passing it around like we are doing, I'm just going to hit a shot goalwards. And luckily, it works out in Ben's favour because Spurs take the lead in the 101 minute there. You can see, I don't really know what was going on with Spurs. They were trying a little bit too hard to get it closer to the goal. Honestly, they should have just unleashed a shot earlier. And that's what I think Ben was kind of getting a little bit, I'd say, annoyed with. He was kind of getting to the point where he was thinking, where are we even going with this ball? If we keep passing this around and lose it anyway, we've just wasted time. And it's precious minutes at this stage now because extra time, as you know, if there's no winner, it goes to penalties, and I'm sure every player doesn't really want to face a penalty shootout. So for Ben, wonderful finish. For Spurs, it's 1-0, and it's looking like they may be going through this one here. Ben picking up the ball now in the stroke of the first half of the end of it, really, as he sent through Son. Son is right-hand side. Great finish across the goalkeeper, and Spurs are 2-0 up with 105 minutes played. So only 15 minutes left of this game, and Spurs will be able to say that they are going through to the next round of the Europa League, guys. And of course, that's what Spurs are looking to do in this episode here. So for Son, great finish. Ben now picking up a goal and an assist. Much different performance to what he did when we first played against Sporting CP. Of course, he was poor in that one. He was substituted off. Arguably, it should have been Eriksen who started this one over Ben. But Pochettino put his faith in the young Englishman, and he delivered with a goal and an assist. Can Spurs now hold on for the last 15 minutes and go through to the next round? Well, to be honest with you, it didn't really cause that much danger, Sporting CP, throughout the first 105 minutes. So you'd like to think, if you're a betting man, Spurs would be able to go through from this stage here, as Cameron Carter-Vickers comes on for Toby Alderweireld, and that might be a change with that cup final in mind, because it was literally 3 days or 2 days after this game here. But Sporting CP, to their credit, did come back at Spurs after that second half. Of course, if they scored twice, they would go through an away goal. So it was important that Spurs didn't really concede, but concede they did. Fernandes at the back post. Well worked from Sporting CP, in all honesty. And there was still 8 minutes left of this game as they pulled one back. So, as I said, one more goal for Sporting CP. The away goal really means they'll go through if they can find that goal. So hopefully they don't, because we don't want to have a situation where Spurs end up going out from a 2-0 lead in extra time with 15 minutes remaining. It'd be poor to see that. So for Sporting CP, it was a great finish. It was a nice way to get themselves back in this, but you would like to think, as I say, that Spurs could hold on and go through into the next round. And as you can see, as soon as they got the game back underway, unfortunately for Sporting CP, they didn't quite have enough in order to stop Spurs advancing. So Decent performance in the second game there, especially from Ben, kind of carrying Spurs, if you will, with that initial shot that goes in. Up until that stage, they'd been very poor creatively and nothing really going for them. So Ben really had to, kind of show his ability and get them going in effect. So taking one more look at his goal that started all this off, you can see it there on the screen. Lovely curling effort. Maybe you have to say the keeper possibly should have done a little bit better. You can see he doesn't really have the greatest save at it there, or attempted save at it, so disappointing from him. But for Ben, he's not going to complain, is he? It's a goal for him at the end of the day. And then, of course, we'll take a look at that skill move that took two Sporting CP players out of the game there. Lovely little churn. Unfortunately, couldn't find the finish. So that is how game one ends, guys, and they are through to the next round of Europa League, where we will check out who they pull in the next round at the end of this video. But for now, we're about to get into some live com for this final. So I'll be back as soon as live com's done, guys, to sign up the video and all that good stuff. So enjoy the Carabao Cup final live. Ben starting the game. Hopefully you guys enjoy the game regardless. I'll see you all when the live com is done. Back soon, guys. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, if everything has worked out perfectly, you are now hearing me live comming this, as it is about to be time to go into the Carabao Cup final against Southampton. I'm looking forward to this game, guys. As you know, I asked you guys, should I do it live com or post com? But I actually did the episode. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do a bit of the episode post com, but I'm going to give you live com for this final here, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it that way out. So let's jump into this game against Southampton here now, guys, and let's hopefully pick up a victory with Ben and get him his first cup in Spurs colours. I'll check out the team and everything when we're ready to get into game. Let's go. Actually, guys, just before we do that, I want to show you our accomplishments and stuff and show you guys how close we are to completing a lot of stuff. So as you know, we've been playing with a similar type of boots recently with the Puma ones. That contract with Puma that Ben currently has expires next January. So, of course, from then, he'll be able to wear any boots he wishes to do so. But we have 2 more boot packs to unlock. That is at 50% of the accomplishments completed and 60% of the accomplishments completed. And I'm assuming that when I complete both of those, we'll get some newer Puma boots. So let's just say they're in the factory working on them for now. So yeah, it should be quite interesting. There's a few other ones that I'm actually close to doing, and I didn't mean to back out there, guys. In terms of ball skills, our closest is complete crosses. We do have 4-star skill moves, or Ben does have 4-star skill moves from it. The next one to get to 5 is, I think, with, let's find it. I think you have to use skill. Yeah, beating players with skill, and you need to do it 100 times. So we've done it, or 10, Ben's done it 10 times. So when he does that, he'll get his 5-star skill moves. I don't know how he can improve his, I guess, what is it, weak foot? Is that in passing, maybe? No. I don't know how he improves his weak foot anyway, so we'll see. But in terms of everything else, guys, goalkeepers, of course, he's not going to have any of the attributes done there. Shooting, shots on target's the closest one. Physical side of his game, he's almost completed 85 matches, which will make him have 88 sprint speed. He's very, very fast, is Ben. That's why I think he's so good at picking up the ball and dribbling at opponents. Long passing of 87, short passing 64, very good as well. He's complete. Just needs to get a few more crossing attributes, and then he'll get 70 for that as well. Short passes, almost done 1,500 of those. When he does 1,500, he'll have 96 short passing, which is incredible. So, without further ado, I don't really want to beat around the bush here. I want to get straight into the game. I will show you the boots that Ben's using, because of course we are going to be using these ones for most of the games now. And it is actually the same ones that we have been using, because in terms of the Puma boots, at the moment, Puma's only sent Ben 3, and these are the 3, and of course, because he's on contract, he has to use these ones, and they're probably my favourite. I still think they look pretty cool. Like, I would actually use them in real life, to be fair. I'm just waiting to unlock these ones, and then when they've unlocked, we'll be able to use some white ones as well. But they actually do look pretty cool, in my opinion. I like these boots, and I would actually wear them in real life. So, yeah, I think it's pretty good. But what I'm going to do is, actually, I do want to change his celebration signature finishing move, because it's a final. I want him, if he scores, to go a little bit crazy. So let's see which one I prefer the most. In fact, I know which one I am going to go with here. Let me find it, ladies and gents. Where is it? Where is what I'm looking for? There it is. I'm not going to show you it, because I want it to be like a thing where you guys can see it when we get into game. If you do know what it is, the cockroach, you guys will know the celebration. Anyways, without further ado, let's begin this Carabao Cup final. I've ranted on for like the last 2 minutes. I apologise, guys. I do get carried away when I do live com, which normally takes the videos even longer. So, in terms of the team, not ideal. You can see a lot of players don't have full fitness. We are going to be playing Legendary difficulty, guys. And so the team for us which I guess I could just say when we get into game, because of course no Premier League graphics mean I don't have to speed it up, which is the beauty of having this this Carabao Cup game. Of course, if you don't know, guys, you have to speed up the Premier League graphics because of the fact that you get copyrighted otherwise, and we don't want that happening. So yeah. So luckily this time around Carabao Cup, I don't have to speed them up because they don't have them in this one. I don't know what it's going to be like. We'll see if Ben can perform on the big stage. I think my game might have crashed here, guys. Nope. Okay, we're good. But yeah, let's see if Ben can perform on the big stage that is a cup final, because of course he's been playing very well this season. Can he take it one step further and perform in the final? Let's find out. Alright guys, here we go. Wembley Stadium, the stage. Of course, it is where Spurs play their home games. So in terms of this one, Ben and the rest of the Spurs lads should feel right at home here, because it is where they've been playing their home games this year. So of course for them, doesn't really feel like they're playing away or anything like that. So two teams get in there, Southampton and of course Spurs. You saw how they got there. Spurs beating Derby 3-2 on 2 legs. If you remember those games, they were very, very close. Southampton on the other hand did beat Reading by 4-1 on over the 2 legs. So in terms of that one, a bit more of a dominant performance from them, if you will. So, yeah, it should be quite interesting. Players to watch. Eriksen does start the game alongside Ben, which is also a good thing to have. Felipe Anderson, though, is in the Southampton lineup, and he's quite a dangerous player at times, Felipe Anderson, so we don't want to let him have too much of the ball. We want to make sure we're keeping his kind of, I guess, contribution to a minimum. So, Spurs team, they've got Lloris, Sergio Aurier, Alderweireld, Eric Dyer, and I think we're going to have Marcelo at left back. Yep. Wanyama, Fabinho as the 2 holding midfielders, Eriksen, Ben, Heung-min Son as the midfield 3, and then Harry Kane up top. A very strong team. Remember though, fitness-wise, players a little bit tired after the other games that have been playing. So that is what they are competing for today, the EFL, the Carabao Cup, if you will. And it will, of course, be the first trophy that either of the 2 teams win today will be the first one won in the English leagues. So in terms of that one, should be quite good, you know. I have to admit, you know, even if Ben doesn't win this trophy here, they're still playing on 4 fronts, the Spurs. So they still have a chance at some silverware. And that is the team of Southampton. And I have to look at that and say, on paper, I fancy Spurs a little bit more. I did say they were favourites a few episodes ago. Let's see if my prediction of them being favourites to win is going to come true here today. What are you made of, Ben? We need a big performance from you. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The cup final, the Carabao Cup, is underway. Ben, what can you do for Spurs today? You've carried them in other aspects of the game, but then so has Eriksen at times. So let's see if both of these guys can link up, Eriksen and Ben, and perform very well to win Spurs a Carabao Cup. And of course, for Ben, this is the first kind of major final that he's appearing in. He did appear in that playoff final last year, but in terms of that one, I suppose for, like, you know, Ipswich, it was a massive final. But for Ben, he would have left Ipswich regardless after that game. Whereas here at Spurs, he's still got to play with Spurs. So a little bit more pressure, I would say, on his hands now, but I'm sure he can live up to it. Let's find out. Not a great start as Austin's in the middle, and he's gone down under the challenge, and referee hasn't given anything. What is going on with Spurs? What are they doing? They started this game off so badly here, guys. I don't know what on earth is going on with Spurs. That was just ridiculous what they did. I mean, Ben can try and pick that ball up. Yes, he can. He gets there ahead of the defender as well. He's got a lot of patience, remember, as Ben. And he's going to play that one out wide to Sergio Aurier. But what was that from Spurs? Defensively, they looked so shaky a minute ago. Harry Kane, first strike on the board for Spurs, but it isn't a very good one, let's say that. He got put through by Son, and to be honest, I looked at the angle and I thought, if he shoots this, it's probably never going to end up in the back of the net. But regardless, it counts as a shot on target to Spurs. Spurs, by all accounts here, guys, have had a really poor start to this game in this first half. Honestly, they look very shaky. I don't know really what's going on with them. I mean, Ben hasn't had the greatest half, but then again, neither has anybody else on Spurs. Here is Harry Kane now to try and look for Ben, who has got the pace, but Anderson will get back there and stop him in his tracks. But Ben might steal that. No, he doesn't. That was so close from Southampton, running a risk there, because if Ben had stolen that, he was clean through on goal. First half comes to a close, guys, in a game that otherwise has been very poor from Spurs. Look very shaky in possession. Defensively don't look great either. Both teams having a single shot. Of course, one of them being Charlie Austin earlier on, and the second one being Harry Kane when he hit it straight at the goalkeeper. But other than that, nothing else to really report on. I mean, as I said, both teams, poor performance from both of them. Spurs look very shaky, though. I don't really like the look of Spurs at the moment. Telling you, it's only a matter of time before Southampton score, and that's great play from their man on this left-hand side. Good tackle, though. Stops them in their tracks. Honestly, Spurs defensively do not look good. They've had a great season in defence. They have bolstered one of the best defensive records in the league, yet they look very, very, very shaky here today. It's not a good sign, and they're not really creating too much either. Ben now looks over the top for Son. No, he doesn't. He goes along the floor. Son, though, in behind Son to make it 1-0. What a finish from this Korean. Oh, my goodness me. Heung-min Son has just scored an unbelievable finish in this Carabao Cup final. It came from absolutely nothing. Ben picked up the ball in the middle of the park. He looked and he thought, hang on a minute, Son's making the run. Tries to find him. I thought he would go with an over-the-top through ball, but instead he chose to go along the floor. He gets a nice defense-splitting pass, and that is just a solid left-footed finish from Heung-min Son. You are a beast, my son. No pun intended. But seriously, what a finish that is from the Spurs man. They lead here at Wembley by a 1-0 in a game that otherwise has been very, very poor in terms of quality. Good finish there, though, and it is Spurs with the advantage. 17 minutes to go as they go on to all-out attack. Interesting from Pochettino. Oh, not an instant reply from Charlie Austin. Never mind. He potentially could have won a free kick there, actually. I was a bit surprised the referee didn't give that as a free kick. He did play the advantage, but in the end saw that the ball maybe doesn't warrant the advantage. I don't know, but could have quite easily given that. Nice win by Ben. Got the ball now into his feet. Oh, he didn't release it enough. He didn't release it quick enough, and Ben, though, will win that ball back. Great play from him. As it's come to him now, he waits a run from Harry Kane. Kane needs to make that run sooner. He doesn't quite do it, but there's Ben finding a man in the middle. It's 2-0 Spurs. 2 assists from Ben. And it is goals galore in this last 10 minutes now. 2 within the space of 10 minutes. Wow. What a finish this is. Who is it? Is it Alderweireld? I tell you what, quality finish from whoever this is. Right-footed strike. Forster didn't stand a chance. It is Alderweireld, the captain. Oh my goodness me. He absolutely drove that into the top corner. And for Ben, he's picked up 2 assists in the space of 10 minutes. The first one, I have to admit, was better than that one, because this one was just a layoff pass to Alderweireld, but he had to get the power correct so that the centre-back could just strike it first time. Southampton just crumble in the last 10 minutes, and as he makes that, Alderweireld's now going off as well. Sanchez on. Interesting. 10 minutes from time, Spurs are 2-0 up. Can Spurs keep the clean sheet? I said they look shaky defensively. Ball over the top looking for Austin. Wanyama cuts that one out. Ben, just about squeezes it out to Marcelo, who will keep hold of it and find Fabinho. Fabinho to her teammate, into Ben. Ben's got the run of Harry Kane down this left-hand side. He finds him as well. He squares it to him. Harry Kane give it back to Ben. Can he do it? Ben is there? No, yes he can actually. He gets it off to him. Fabinho now looking to try and get a chance. Marcelo to Wood. Wood back to Marcelo. Marcelo back through the middle. No, doesn't find him. But that should be 90 minutes. Is it? Is it, ref? No. Southampton have a chance. I said, are they going to get it? Let's see. Yoshida through one-on-one. He's hit the post. He has hit the post in this Carabao Cup final. And that should take it to full-time, ref. There it is. Ben is a Carabao Cup winner with Spurs. I don't know what to say, guys. Like, the game itself was quite hit and miss. The first half was poor from both teams, especially Spurs. They just didn't keep didn't keep hold of the ball well enough. But you know what? Full credit to them, because winning trophies and playing and getting points on the board is sometimes very difficult to do when you're playing bad. But the teams that can do it whilst they're playing bad and still pick up victories are the teams that go on to win titles. So there you go. Lamella and the rest of the boys, Ben in there somewhere, celebrating their Carabao Cup victory. Who is it who's going to lift it? Is it Sanchez, possibly? It would have been Alderweireld, of course, but he was substituted off just before the full-time whistle. Commiserations to Southampton. Of course, maybe on another day they might have been able to do this. But of course, Spurs bolstering one of the best defensive records in the division. It's not easy to create chances against them, and that's what they found today, having only created the first one initially. So as Sanchez will hoist the cup in the air, guys, it is Spurs and Ben who are Carabao Cup champions. There we go. I guess you could say it's Ben's second piece of silverware after the victory in the playoff final last year. But in terms of like, you know, individual cups that he's going to be playing in from now on, that is his first of the ones that he can win. Because, of course, unless he goes back down to the Championship, or League One, or League Two for that matter. He can't win another playoff. But there you go, guys. Carabao Cup winner Ben Wood, and the rest of the Spurs boys are going to love this moment. But of course, that is just one part of the season completed, because now they are still in the Premier League, top of the table, may I add. They're still in the Europa League, and they're still in the FA Cup. There's so much more for Spurs to play in this season. This is only the beginning. They have a long season ahead of them. They need to make sure that they're not going to get kind of complacent now. They need to keep it going, keep momentum going, keep playing well. You can see the boys celebrating there. Ben on the end for some reason. Anyway, we'll won't touch upon that. And the rest of the boys, Son in the back there, alongside the other goal scorer, Alderweireld. Two very, very good finishes, worthy of winning a cup final. And that is going to be that, guys. So, yeah, I mean, what else can you say about that? Great final in terms of victory and in terms of result. Not so great in terms of entertainment. But regardless, Spurs win it. There you go, 2-0 win. And as I said, Ben will pick up his first trophy of the season, guys. So there we go, guys. Spurs Carabao Cup winners. And Ben tweeted after the game saying, yes, 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 Cup winners. Thanks to all the fans. There's still a long way to go, though, in order to do the quadruple. 1 out of 4 down. Of course, the quadruple being the Premier League, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and the Europa League if they can do that. So as we sign off the video today, guys, showing you the league table, that is how it currently looks with 13 league games to go. Spurs 4 points clear. And unbelievably, you will not believe who we have picked or picked up in the Europa League next round. I am so angry, but at the same time, so happy, because it means now we have 2 more games to come against Arsenal. That is right, 2 more North London derbies, this time in the Europa League. I'm baffled. Seriously, don't know how we managed to do this. We're playing Arsenal 6 times in a single season. Other than that, though, guys, that is how we end today's episode off. If you did enjoy it, a like, rating, we greatly appreciate it. As always, thank you for your continued support on the channel. I really do appreciate it, guys. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. I will see you all again, hopefully, for another video very, very soon. Click that bell if you haven't already, guys, and I'll see you all soon. Adios.